My name is Dirk Beersma at University of Groningen in the Netherlands. I will explore with you what money is and how money, credit and debt and the financial sector are important to our economy. We are now in a credit crisis or a debt crisis, so it seems a lot of money disappeared recently and we are in trouble. Where has this money gone? Where did it come from in the first place? What is money? Now, Woody Allen supposedly joked that economics is about money and why it is good. So let's ask some economics students here at my university. Well, money is just a tool to improve or let's say, make life easier. It substitutes barter trade for helpers. It represents a kind of value we are paying for some services or some products or some goods. The coins, paper money, but also my bank card. Te weinig geld. Ja, ik denk met de crisis, dat er natuurlijk altijd wel te weinig geld is. You may think that money was invented to make exchange easier. You could imagine that at some point in prehistory, a hunter just shot a deer and a farmer has some carrots and they want to exchange, but the meat is worth much more than the carrots. So they need to invent something to pay each other the difference. In this story, that something would be money, be it in the form of shells, or lumps of gold, or silver, or whatever. And then later in the story, banks would appear to store the money and to lend out money from people who have too much money, who are the savers, to those who have too little money, the investors. And that's when credit and debt systems appeared. So money came first, and then credit and debt in this story. The problem with this story is it may sound plausible, but there is very little historical or archaeological evidence for it. Plus it has some logical problems. There is a lot of evidence and arguments to believe that debt came first and money later when people started to use their debt tokens, their debt symbols, as money. Now, why would this be the case? Well, in the first place, it would be logical because of seasonal production. In ancient societies dependent on seasonal production, food and other products come onto the market at different times of the year. So the farmer has perhaps not yet harvested the carrots, while the hunter already shot the deer with no fridge to keep it in. So what did they do? The farmer accepts the meat now on the promise that he will pay the carrots later as they come available. So at this moment, the farmer has accepted a debt, which is a promise to pay the hunter in the future. So here we have a relation between a creditor and a debtor. Now, with more people than just these two in anyone's society, and with different products, you can imagine you quickly get a complex web of credit relations. Also, each debt contract may have a lot of detail, not only how much is owed, but also when it needs repaying, in what form, what the interest is, and so on. For all this, you will need a system to record it. So the upshot is, as soon as you had specialization of production, with different people producing different things at different times of the year, then you need to record credit and debt, what we now call double-entry bookkeeping. Albert Einstein seems to have said that humanity made three great inventions in prehistory: fire, the wheel, and double-entry bookkeeping. Now, this is all really interesting, but how does money come in? And why do we need to know all this? Well, money is simply debt symbols, debt tokens, which are used as payments. After all, a debt is a claim on future goods and services, as we just saw. So, it's really worth something, and that means you can pay with it. Let's say the debt is written on a clay tablet. The hunter can now use the tablet to pay someone else like a fisherman. And as the debt tokens are moved out of that particular trading relationship, there will also be the